Hi, this is Simon from Artco Gallery. We're the first time exhibiting here at Photo Basel, and our main exhibition contains of 5 different artists. Here, for example, we have the photography of Johanna Maria Fritz. Johanna Maria Fritz is a German photographer. She was the youngest attendant at the famous Ostkreuz Academy, and the project we have on exhibition here is the Leica Bird project, where Johanna traveled 8 different Islamic countries and portraited circus artists. So in here, for example, we have horse riding artists from Gaza. Those are 2 artists practicing her artistic skills in Senegal, and this is one of my favorite images from the series, where Johanna photographed this circus artist basically in the contrast to the Hamas fighters in Gaza Strip. So, and this image basically sums up the whole project. So you see that in every society you have circuses developing, no matter if it's like a Islamic state and people live under Sharia rules, but people always make space for this circus activities, and people try to escape the everyday. Another artist we have on display here is Imram Christian. Imram Christian is a Cape Town-based photographer and activist, and in his art, Imram is referring to the society, the indigenous society in South Africa. He's portraying life in one specific township, Hangberg. It's near Hout Bay, near Cape Town. And he's then showing the life and referring how rituals and the culture from his narrative is basically being lived and reflected within the community. Another artist we have on display is Justin Dingwall. Justin Dingwall is a Johannesburg-based photographer. He came from a commercial background, and this series of those 3 images was his first artistic series, where he focused on people with albinism. So he basically portraited 2 different persons, both suffering from albinism, and he made the whole series to kind of gain awareness that there's still people with albinism getting offended in some parts of Africa, and he just basically declares that there is a huge aesthetic within the whole having albinism. The fourth artist we have in this booth is Roger Bellen. Roger Bellen is a New York-based photographer. Not New York-based, he's New York-born photographer. He's living in Johannesburg since many, many years. And this is now part of Roger's new project, Roger the Rat, where Roger, with 40 images, he basically explained his alter ego as being a rat, and the whole art project is basically guiding the viewer through his kind of situations who are just parts of his deeper consciousness and parts of a part of Roger Bellen you wouldn't see every day. So it's a funny and sometimes a little bit provoking project, which is basically just showing different narratives and different situations where Roger the Rat, would act. The last artist we have here on display on our main booth is Marcelo Brodsky. Marcelo Brodsky is a human rights activist and artist from Argentina, and his main series is the 1968 series, where he's focusing on the worldwide revolutions and demonstrations regarding the 68s. So his art is, he's researching historical photography and then painting different elements of the photograph, and then with the painting he highlights what's important, he draws on it, he writes on it. He always, below the image he always contextualizes the image, so he's basically explaining the situation, why this image is important and what this image has to do with the whole story of the revolution, of the demonstrations. And right now here we have on display, for example, one photo from Zurich. This was taken in '68, this Rio de Janeiro also '68, and this in Algiers is from '62. Below, in this series he's focusing on the protest in Myanmar. So sometimes he's focusing on like one country, and in the '68 series he's focusing on many worldwide countries. In the top series he's basically focusing on one theater in Argentina where he was working as a stage designer, and this was basically the beginning. So he took some photos by himself, but you can see he's just starting also to colorize images, and then this was the starting point for the whole big art project.